How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number 2 now, I guess, of what I'm going to call High on Potcoin TV, because it's the easiest name that I could come up with, and it didn't take any time at all. My name is Bobby. You probably know me online as Ironhammer5, and you've seen me on Reddit and all that good stuff. And I am, of course, from highonpotcoin.info. I said that I wanted to do more videos with some more different people from the Potcoin community, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So joining me today, I have Richard, who is probably known more to you guys as Potcoin Me. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good. How you doing, Bobby?
I'm doing great, man. How about you?
Good. Relaxing in Chicago. Going to Los Angeles next week, so
Nice, man.
figured I'd come and chat a little before I started traveling more.
Sounds fun, man. Have you been out there before, I assume?
Yeah, I'm from this area, so I come out here often. I've been working on some commercial stuff out here. I work in television and photography, so I had a couple stuff out here, and now I'm going to Los Angeles on Tuesday. So
Much more fun than my life, man, by the sounds of it. I pretty much sit here. About it, really. How exciting, hey.
I try to implement both, you know.
Yeah, if possible. Anyway, hopefully we've got so much more exciting stuff, although it will consist mostly of me sitting here, but I'll be talking to you guys out there. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of Potcoin topics this week, but I thought, why not get to know you a bit more first, man? How did you get into Potcoin, and how did you get into cryptocurrencies? Were you in the cryptos before? I've done 2 podcasts this week, and both times my phone has gone. It never goes off. It's like pretty typical. Yeah, man.
It always happens. Well, I've known about Bitcoin for a while. I've been part of many different online communities, and I wasn't really that interested in a cryptocurrency, more because I needed to make money. I was fresh out of school, and like I didn't have time to deal with it. You have to kind of just be at it all the time. But like within the past couple of years, last year more so, I started looking into Bitcoin. I started buying some, and I saw Potcoin pop up, and I was like, wow, that's an interesting concept. You know, like I've seen Dogecoin and all sorts of different alt-currency just appear out of nowhere, and it just never seemed like any of them had a direction. So I like the idea of Potcoin, you know, going towards a legalized community, something that is actually something they need to use. You know, like there's benefits to using cryptocurrency. So it's appealed to me more than any other coin, I guess.
Yeah, the cannabis leaf helps, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that always helps too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a multi-billion-dollar industry. You know, it's not like this isn't something that's going to go away. You know,
Not at all.
We're barely in the start of this, and I think that until people start to realize it more, then it's always going to be kind of that weird half legal thing, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's going to be a strange time for a long time, especially in the US, man. Like, it seems even stranger over there how you've got some places it's legal for medical, some places it's recreational, some places it's completely illegal, and you go immediately to jail if you get caught with like even a single joint or something, you know. It seems so strange. Whereas over here, like, the whole country is more thing, you know. We don't have those. We're such a small little island. Obviously, we don't have all those localized laws and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, every state here governs themselves fairly well, so they all want their say in how their state is run, which is kind of the problem. You know, you have a federal government who says it's illegal, and then you have states who are completely legal. You know, and how do you solve some of the issues like financial systems that are outdated, you know, in certain respects, and how can they be improved? And Potcoin's a great solution for that.
Totally, man. So you got involved pretty early on, right? You were there.
Yeah, I mean, I was on one of the coin websites. I forget which one. And to be honest with you guys, I don't even have a Bitcoin forum. Like, I'm not even on the Bitcoin talk at all.
Like, I made an account like this week, man. I've always lurked around it and kind of read loads of stuff there, but I'd never actually registered earlier this week.
Yeah, you know, like the thing was that Bitcoin, like, it always appealed to me as a concept and something that I could buy into, but I never really felt in tune with the community. You know, I didn't feel the drive or passion. I mean, I think if I would have been around Bitcoin maybe like 2 years ago, when it was in the infancy stages like Potcoin is, the want to push this out to as many people as you can. Like, I think that's what appealed to me, like I could join a community of people who had the same sort of vision and wanting to do the same thing. So
Yeah, that is kind of the thing, isn't it, man? At this early stage, people feel like they're really kind of getting in at the ground level. And by the time I was the same as you, by the time I really was kind of really interested in Bitcoin, I kind of already quite late, and you felt kind of detached from everything that had gone on before that you'd missed. Kind of felt like a bit of an outsider coming in. And it's quite a community like that, and it's kind of hard to get into. And then there's Potcoin. I mean, how welcoming can we be? A bunch of guys spreading a coin for cannabis use. Right? Yeah, I think you were around even before me, because I think it was about a week into after Potcoin launched that I noticed it on Bitcoin Talk, and they're browsing, and I was like, Potcoin? Sounds perfect. Right, look at me now. So yeah, man, you obviously you ended up launching Potcoin.me. Did you launch that before you had the name Potcoin.me, or was it the other way around?
It was the other way around, actually. I got the website, and then because I wanted to use, like, I saw so many people contributing. I'm not a miner. I don't mine. I travel all the time, so I don't have a way to mine. But I felt like I wanted to contribute something, and there's things that I saw that I liked in other industries, and I was like, well, a directory site. And there actually was another one that came up right before mine, and I was like, oh my gosh, like someone beat me to it. Actually, Smoke Potcoins and I have talked a lot. You guys should go check out his site as well. And yeah, we've discussed a lot of things, and I think it's this community of helping each other and talking to each other that appeals to me.
So how did you go about designing it, man? You said you like in TV and stuff like that. Is web design something that you've done before? Or?
I studied computer science in college, so I have a background in programming, and I mean, I can do basic HTML, some PHP. I'm not a techie by all that means. Like, I understand everything completely. Like, if you throw code on in front of me, I can read it and tell you what it does. But for me to take the time to do it, I just don't have it. I'm like ADD. But I actually ended up throwing out, when I had the idea, I wanted to go to the community to see if anybody else wanted to do something similar, or if someone was working on it already. I didn't want to kind of overstep. One of the community members hit me up, and he's like, hey, I'll help you. He's actually in England as well, so he's one of your fellow countrymen.
It's quite a few of us, actually. He's in the community, man. Deemington, he's in the UK somewhere.
Yeah.
Quite a few that I've seen. I know Smoke was saying about another guy from London or something, communicating quite a bit as well. That's really awesome to hear, especially somewhere here where it's so illegal.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of these things where, like, I have nothing to lose. We talked a little, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he wants to be public or not, but we talked a little, and then he helped me out. He basically is administering the site. I travel a lot, like I said, so he's taking care of all the back end stuff.
And it looks really nice too, man. He did a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
So tell the people who haven't been to Potcoin.me what it is and how it works, because it's a directory, but you've got some pretty cool features on it.
Yeah, so Potcoin.me is kind of a directory site. I wanted to kind of include all sorts of Potcoin related activities. Dispensaries are not our only target. As you can see, our first Potcoin acceptors were a soap company in Oregon. And I mean, there's so many different uses of Potcoin currency than just trading weed, Yeah, I mean, it's the currency for everything that's involved with this, and it's a whole movement. And so I figured, there's more than just dispensaries. And I've seen a lot of just dispensary-driven sites. I kind of like the idea. I copied kind of Dogecoin had different sort of icons for different sort of things within their maps. And I was like, I like this, And we kind of just started expanding. I'm going to put new features in it where we're going to highlight charities. So say there's a charity in the United States that is accepting Potcoins. We'll have their own little icon, and it'll pop up in the middle of the U.S. as their charity, so people can click on it and explore more.
Awesome stuff, man.
Mm.
Was there anything else you wanted to say about Potcoin.me in particular before we move on to some
No,
news and such like that?
yeah, let's move on.
Let's do it. So it's been a pretty eventful week, really. This
Hmm.
week we had 420 time. It was exactly a week ago, right?
Yeah, exactly a week ago.
So yeah,
But tomorrow, yeah.
tomorrow, yeah. It's
A
five,
week for you, I
in
think now.
5 more minutes, it'll be midnight. I wasn't far off. Uh, about a week ago, we had 420, and there was some good stuff going on. There's been a bit of coverage come out. Obviously, I did a big, long interview with Smokemon.
Hmm.
After the fact, there's the video from Mad Potcoins, which is a pretty cool video when it came out, showing the ATM being used, and some bit of a chat with Smokemon as well, which was awesome. And there was
Yeah, I was
another one come
really
out today,
impressed.
Hot for Pot or something, I think it was called. Was it? Is
Hmm.
that what it is? I hadn't heard of that
Yeah,
before.
yeah, I had it pulled up here a minute ago. I was like scrambling trying to get the webcam. Let me find it. Yeah, it was really good. I mean, this is kind of going to one of the first points, that I kind of wanted to talk about tonight was promoting Potcoin. Um, it's really interesting to see it, and I feel really good that a lot of people are taking the step to make their own sort of promotions. From paper wallets to videos to websites. I think it's important that we all continue to do that.
Yeah, totally, man. It's awesome to see people getting out there and to have somebody like Mad Potcoins actually be able to go in person as well. That was like pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, then it got even more eventful later on in the week as the price started dropping and there was some kind of attack on the network apparently.
Hmm.
I'm still not exactly sure what the attack was, whether it was just 51% or whether they were using 51% to use some kind of time warp attack to adjust the
Hmm.
difficulty. Do you have any more on that?
I don't want to speculate anything
Yeah,
just because I think
exactly.
honestly, I think there's a lot of factors at play. I don't think we should just be looking at one like attack. I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things that are going on that are kind of fishy. I wouldn't say that it's going to affect anything in the long run. It's just kind of annoying. It's like a DDoS attack. It'll take your site down for a while and you pop it back up.
Yeah, and eventually they get fed up and move on to some. And it
Yeah, I
seems that
mean,
everything kind of held together all right. There was a few times when people were worried that the blockchain kind of got stuck or something,
mhm.
but afterwards it fixed itself pretty quickly. It
Yeah.
wasn't too
I
much.
mean, there was some weird, there was a couple blocks that were solved in 4 to 6 seconds, which is a little interesting. I don't know exactly how that would work. Like something's fishy. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's one single thing. So
Yeah, exactly, man. I agree. It's
I,
hard to speculate exactly what it without being somebody super technical who can analyze all the data that comes from the blockchain, figure it out.
exactly. I mean, I think it's important that we're aware of these things, but we should also focus on what we need to do. Like how can we continue to build Potcoin? If we're all coming up with ideas for the developers on what they need to do, then nothing's going to get done. Obviously, they're on top of it. There's things that they're doing. They want this coin to succeed more than anybody else. I mean, so I trust in their judgment. Whatever they're going to do to make this work is what is in the best for the coin. So I am more interested. Like I really think that instead of worrying about all these things that are happening, we should just focus on what we need to do as a community. Let's continue to build.
Totally, man. So yeah, that happened, and the one thing about that attack that is worth noting is that somebody was getting a lot of Potcoin.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it seems like it kind of went away without too much of a problem. That
Hmm.
one thing that is for sure is that somebody was mining a whole lot of Potcoins during that
Very
period.
quickly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whether that is something to do with the price this week, and like I say, that's another thing to speculate. The price has been dropping quite a bit. I was expecting it to obviously come down after the whole 420 thing where it was kind of going through the roof a little bit. I
Hmm.
didn't expect it to come quite as low as what it has done. Uh,
Hmm.
but that's happened, and there's probably several factors to why that happened as well at the end of the day.
Hmm.
There was probably a bit of people panicking. There's the theory of the stolen coins from crypto miners or wherever, and
There
several other
was
pools.
Crypto Rush was one of the first to have 4 million stolen. Remember,
Yeah,
everybody
sure.
forgets about that.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, like, there's a lot of coins that are kind of loose out there that need to get thrown back in the system. Whether I mean, it's not a good thing for us right now, but it's good that these are starting to get through. So people like us can buy them.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. It's a chance for some more people who are newer to Potcoin to perhaps get a chance to buy some coins quite cheaply, really, if you see it
Hmm.
like that. There's probably some people that were looking on in and thinking they might have missed the cheap coins over the last week or so, especially new people that were coming into it leading up to 420, when the
Yeah.
price was rather high. So
Hmm.
now's your chance if you didn't pick any up yet.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's
I
about
mean,
the
yeah,
price.
yeah. I mean, it's another thing. No one's ever gonna get it right. You can hear 100 theories, but at the end of the day, there's 1,000 people controlling it at once. It's very hard to drive anything without a massive movement of any sorts.
Uh-huh. The thing is just to remember that it's been pretty solid so far. We seem okay, and
Yeah,
that it's not. We're not just going to disappear tomorrow. Like, so stop panicking. It'll be fine.
I honestly haven't looked at the price in the past couple days. I just kind of ignored it.
Yeah, I find it hard every time I go on Reddit, and it's like, no, everything like,
Everyone's talking and posting new
you
threads.
know, like there's been a natural disaster in Reddit somehow. Don't worry, guys. It'll be by those cheap
It's
popcorns.
yeah, like you were upset that you bought them. Buy more, you know?
Exactly. So yeah, then we had the Android and the online wallet is kind of released fully now since last time I made a video. Have you used it
Yeah.
at all?
No, I actually haven't had a chance to use it. I'm getting a new phone, so I have just kind of waited. I'm gonna get one next week, so I didn't want to install anything and get anything set up yet.
Yeah, sure, man. Well,
I'm
it
also,
works. It's
yeah.
an online wallet, so even if you did install it now, you'd be able to log into this account on a new device without too much
Oh,
trouble
nice.
anyway. So that's
Oh,
kind of
fantastic.
one of the things I want to talk about. I've used it. I've used it on a couple of different devices. I used it on a Samsung Galaxy S4, and it's
Hmm.
really slick and it works perfectly fine. I haven't had any troubles with it at all. Apart
Hmm.
from somehow my IP address got blocked from it. Like
Hmm.
there was something happened when because the over 420 the wallet was being DDoSed, blocked a bunch of
Yeah.
IPs, and somehow I was within those IPs, so I had to get some Sigma from IRC to unblock my IP for me so I could use the wallet again. But since then, it's been fine. I tried it on
Yeah.
an older device, and I was surprised it looks completely different. Like on the S4, it was all white and shiny, and on my old device, it was like an old 2.3 gingerbread device. It was all black, and it looked like a different app with the same buttons. But yeah, it worked fine on
Interesting.
both. I had a couple of little bugs on the older device, but I'm not sure whether that's just because the device sucks, can't handle it. But yeah, and it works on the web too. So if you iOS browser,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things I wanted to talk about because there's been a couple of complaints about how you have to log into a centralized server to use the Android wallet,
Hmm.
and it's an online wallet. That's the same for every other coin that has an online wallet. You know, like you have to log into a server to access your online wallet. There's
Hmm.
nothing saying that anybody can't go out and develop an actual proper
Open
Android wallet.
source.
That yeah, exactly. Anybody can go and make a wallet for Android if they want a full wallet that actually holds the coins on the actual device. Then
Hmm.
we can have that too. There's no reason we can't have loads of different wallets, and people can choose whichever one they prefer to use, or perhaps even use more than one for different reasons. You know, perhaps somebody
Hmm.
might use online one as an actual wallet that they spend from, and another one that they store coins on, or whatever. You know.
Hmm.
So yeah, don't panic too much. The wallet seems to be working okay. I think there's probably several reasons why they decided to go that route rather than an actual hard coded wallet onto the actual device, you know. And probably one of those is that by having the web wallet there, you can use it on any platform. There's really no
Hmm.
limitations. Makes it pretty easy because you've got to remember if they're out there in Denver and they're telling to somebody that they need to install a wallet to hold these coins that they might not have ever heard of before. Um,
Exactly.
th- think of what those people are going to be familiar with. They're going to be familiar with something like PayPal, something similar to that,
Yeah.
where you log into an account, you see your balance, you can send, you can receive, and then you log out, and then you log back in. You know, then they can venture on from there when they start to learn about other things. There's obviously upsides and downsides to having an online wallet like that.
Yeah.
But like I say, if we can have loads, it's only been a few months, Scott. And, you know, there can be hundreds of wallets. Look how many different wallets you can get for Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. And there's going to be 100 more that are going to develop after that. And I think the important thing is, okay, let's take an idea and let's build from it. Like I saw an idea, I liked it, I'm going to make something more, And I think instead of, like you said, instead of like complaining, let's figure out how to do it, there's always a way and there's always someone that knows how. So even if you don't know how, find someone who does, There's, if it's something that important to you, then you should look at figuring out how to do it, I think.
Yeah, totally, man. And if you don't know how to do something, then figure out something else that you do know how to.
Well, here,
You
for
know, if you
instance,
really want to help out.
like this tip bot, right? For Twitter, it's interesting. Like I have nothing to do with that tip bot. I mean, I found the guy who knew how to build one. I saw that he had built a couple for some of the other coins, and Unik is his name. And so he reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, are you interested in this tip bot?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't have." I was gonna try to build one myself. Honestly, like I was reaching out to everybody, but in the end of the day, I was like, "Hey, dude, help me out." He was like, "Yeah, I'll pay for a fifth of my server, for the year, and we're good." I was like, "All right, just launch the coin. It's something we need, for a couple bucks. Like I got something that's used every day now on Twitter."
It's a really cool thing to have as well, man. As I was saying in one of my other videos, I think it opens up that possibility that you can just send Potcoin to anybody who has a Twitter account. They don't need anything else at all, just a Twitter account. They
Yeah.
receive Potcoin and they can send it on to somebody else.
What I've been doing is like, well, with a Twitter tip bot, and like I've found people who haven't even heard of Potcoin or Bitcoin, and like I'll send them some Potcoin, and then I'll send them a message, and be like, "Hey, if you have any questions, message me." I'm like, "I just sent you Potcoin." It's kind of the equivalent of Bitcoin for the legal marijuana industry, and most people are questioning. I send links, and I think just reaching out to as many people as we can in that way, like I'm giving away 1 or 2, 3, 4 pop coins is nothing, like, I mean, we can all afford that if we all want to see this succeed, like it's a give and take.
Yes, and exactly, man. And it's amazing how if you sent somebody just the message saying, check out Potcoin, they probably wouldn't be too interested. But if you send them a message saying, check out Potcoin, and here's 4 Potcoin, which is worth about 3 cents or something at the moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even though it's only
a cent.
even though it's only like a couple of cents or whatever, however much it is, whenever they get the message, like they're suddenly far more intrigued to find out, well, how can I get my 2 cents? How can I find out
Yeah.
more? How can I get more Potcoin, and where does it come from, and what the hell is it? If they've never heard of it before. So it's amazing how the tips really do help, whether it's on Reddit or Twitter or wherever. Send people tips, especially new people who haven't been around before, and obviously send tips to other people too, not just new people. The new people particularly, that it gives them far more interest all of a sudden when somebody's out and giving them some, saying, this is what Potcoin is, find out for yourself by actually using it, and check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly built it I found the person to build it, just out of the want to give Potcoins to my friends. I've talked about Potcoins to so many people, and I'm always like, I wish I could just send you some Potcoin, and all of my friends have Twitter accounts, so it was just an easy way to be like, here you go, here's your first Potcoin, check it out.
Yeah, and there's probably a whole bunch of people on Twitter, obviously, who have never used Reddit before ever. So while we're throwing tips around in Reddit, like the possibilities of Twitter are far more wide open.
Yeah, I mean, we're reaching a more instant global audience. It's like a massive Reddit board with everybody on it.
Yeah, and everybody sees it when you send it to someone too.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm sure the community is more than thankful of you getting that range, man.
Well, I want to thank Unik. You know, he was the one behind it. And actually, like, it's funny. I get messages all the time. It's like, I think the bot is down. And I'm like, I have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I
Like, I
think I
don't even
sent you a
have the
message
code.
myself saying the same thing, man.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, just keep sending them my way. It's okay. I don't want to. I can talk to Unik myself too. So, but it's good, you know, that people are reaching out when something's broke, so I can fix something. You know, like I'm always about building better.
Yeah, that's one of the like good things of somebody letting you know. That's why I always try and let people know if I notice something like that. It's not because I feel so smart because I've found a problem or something, you know. It's like, I've found something wrong with your thing. It's like if you didn't know about it, then it's obviously always helpful for something. No, like if there was something wrong with something that I'd put up or something, I'd rather you just told me so I could change it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have the people that'll exploit it, but I mean, it's always better to just kind of like one of the things that I like about Unik was that he was just really accessible all the time. You know, like I think I was on at like 4 in the morning after work one day, and like he was there. I was like, awesome. So it was always easy to communicate. We literally got that. I sent him the idea, and like it was up in a day.
Yeah,
Like he
because I
had everything.
seen you posting it on Reddit, and then all of a sudden it was just up on Twitter, and I was like, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I we had kind of started talking back and forth, but then even before we agreed, like even before I even agreed to, you know, to cover some of the costs of the server, he was already halfway done with it and like sent me a trial. I was like, dude, you're awesome. All right, here you go. I can't say no.
Yeah, that's a way to get a sale, man.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like I'm not making any money from this. Like I just want to make that very clear. Like I'm not making any commission fees. Like it's all going to him. It's his work. You know, I'm not trying to get rich off of this. So
Yeah,
I
like you
have,
say, man, it's just a great service to have.
yeah,
You know.
exactly.
And another great service that would be cool for us to have, which is in our notes here, is coin payments. And I don't know what the situation is now. I don't know if the voting's ended or whether they're extending it again or what's happening. But if it's still being voted on and you're watching live or it's finished by the time this recording goes out, perhaps. But yeah, go and leave a vote if you can. It costs Bitcoin, which some people are against, I know. So I can personally see the value in being able to take a tiny payment like that as a kind of confirmation that people want Potcoin on that service. It makes sense. It's one of the best verifications for a company like that they can have. If you were to put a vote out for like which one should we sell, or like if it was a
Hmm.
product, by people, it's kind of like Kickstarter in a way where you can put your money down in advance, and then the company knows they're not going to lose out by making that
Hmm.
product. You know. So yeah, there is a reason why they have paid votes, and it all goes to a charity as well, so it's not so bad.
Hmm.
I kind of agree it's a bit sucky if the company just keeps the money themselves if they're taking paid votes, but when it's going to a charity, then you can't really complain about it. So if you haven't done
Yeah.
so yet, get over there and vote. I made a bit of a mistake earlier in the week by offering tips to people who voted, and
Oh
then
yeah, I
found out
saw
it was
that
against the rules, and I was like, oh man, I'm such a dummy. But
because I was one of the people who voted too.
really, yeah,
I got the tip, but I put it in my tip bot right away. It's going out to people who are
yeah, well,
wanting to learn about.
that's why I made sure that the amount that because I kind of get it. Like if I'm just giving people Potcoin to then go and vote with, then it's pointless.
Mhm.
So I made sure it was like half of the amount. So you had to show and will in yourself. You know, you weren't just doing it for the Potcoin. You're gonna make money.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but yeah, it turned out it was against the rules, so that was stupid of me, and I apologise to people who went and voted and then may have got their vote cancelled afterwards. There was only 6 people. Luckily, I stopped it as soon as I found out that I'd made that mistake. I was like, no more tips, guys. But yeah, that happened, I'm afraid. And as far as I can tell at the moment, I think we're fourth, and Hempcoin is actually in front of us. Get
Yeah, I
on it,
think I saw
people.
that earlier too.
Yeah, if you haven't done it yet, get over there if you can. Like,
Please go vote.
possibly spare that amount of Bitcoin. It's 0.001 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
The only trouble is you have to wait for the confirmations. It's like, oh. But yeah, it's an awesome service for us to have. It allows people to convert to fiat when they sell stuff and things like that, which is
Hmm.
something that almost all retailers, especially at this early stage, I want to hold pot coins, especially the way the price has been. It completely
Yeah.
makes sense. You don't want companies to lose money because they decided to get pot coin. So this is a feature that they kind of need right now. So it's awesome to have. And talking of coin payment type things, next Sunday I'm going to have DBS and Dreamcode on for a live stream. talk about their
Awesome.
checkout crypto that they're making. Another payment type platform that allows you to use Potcoin and Dogecoin. They're going to extend it to others, obviously. But
That's awesome.
they're two guys that are heavily involved in the Potcoin community, and I'm fairly sure that the original reason they made it was to offer some sort of system to Potcoin users. And they kind of, once they made it, they realized that it was quite easy to add new coins, make it multiple coins eventually.
Hmm.
So yeah, check that out next week, guys. Next Sunday, about the same sort of time as what this is now.
Hmm.
And that's about it for our latest topics of the week. Is there anything else that happened this week that you kind of think is worth a mention?
Not that I can think of. Oh, the Snoop Dogg video.
Oh, the Snoop Dogg video is coming.
Yeah. Apparently that's going to be coming out soon. I'm excited.
Yeah, we had an update. It was kind of strange because it was an update from Smoke saying he'd copied and pasted the email, I think, that he got.
Yeah, I saw it. It was from the PR person, I think, of Snoop or
Yeah, from someone or from the company that the giveaway was being run, something like that.
Yeah, it says, "Great news! Your Snoop Dogg rewards are being shipped next week. You should receive everything mid-end of May. Please note that international orders will take a bit longer to arrive." So I think essentially what they're saying, because there was different types of prizes that were available through donations. I think instead of specifically emailing everybody, they just made a general, "Hey, your prizes
Yeah.
are coming next week." I don't think there's like a delivery of a DVD or anything.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
was gonna say, man, like
they're
they're
not going to
sending a
spend.
VHS or something.
Yeah. Dude, that would cost them more money than they got donations. So
Yeah, probably would. Especially if
that's
they
why
were
they got to use
international.
Potcoin.
Exactly, man. Like, pros are never ending. There's no reason why it's that Potcoin.
Exactly, man.
Should be the first guy accepting Potcoin.
I mean, let's make it happen.
Totally make it happen. So let's make it happen by promoting Potcoin, which is one of the topics. You noted a few topics that you wanted to talk about yourself, man, during this
Yeah.
episode. So one of them was promoting Potcoin. That you want to share your thoughts on that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked a lot about this already, kind of, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
all
sure.
about, like I said, reaching out as a community. If there's something you want to see, figure out how to do it. Uh, when we talk to each other, though, that's when things happen. We need to always be in communication. Reddit board is a great place for that because, someone can quickly throw something up, and the people who are interested in Potcoin and developing it are the people who are sticking around. We get the obvious trolls every once in a while, but I mean, I think if we're always in communication with it ourselves, like when we know what's going on, like we shouldn't look at this as a competition to who can come out first, or let's just build better.
Yeah, exactly, man. And like I say, with the wallet, like you have one wallet now. We have an Android wallet now. Like that doesn't mean it's going to be the only Android wallet we have. If you want
Yeah.
to see a different Android wallet, we can have a different Android wallet. If you want to see different anything, if you want to see a different website, if you want to see a different buy on Potcoin, go
Hmm.
and make one. I'm not going to hold it against you. Like
Yeah.
Mad Potcoins is making videos kind of similar to what I am. He was making videos before me. I'm sure he's
Hmm.
not bothered that I'm making videos too now. And I'd love to have him on to talk to me and kind of get together. Like you say, we've got to work together as a community. And that's one of the reasons why I want to bring lots of different people onto this thing so we can kind of all get together and talk about it and kind of see everybody's point of views. Because I've done 4 videos before this one, and every single one has been with Smoke him on.
Hmm.
And sure, he's the developer and everything, but it's great to obviously find out what everybody else thinks as well, because we're not all the same. We're all going to have different ideas. Uh,
Yeah.
and let's just not argue about it, man. you know, if it's obvious that we're not going to agree on everything, especially with something so new and kind of different as cryptocurrencies.
Hmm.
Everyone's going to have different thoughts on how we should promote things and which charities we should donate to.
Hmm.
Anything that comes up, there's going to be somebody that disagrees. But there's a point where you've got to say, well, I don't agree, but it's cool that they're doing it, and perhaps I should do what I think should be done myself and try and pursue it if it's at all possible that I can. I understand that not everybody has time to go out and
Hmm.
develop a website and sit down and record interviews, things like that. But there's something that you can do, even if it's just going onto Reddit and just helping somebody out who's got a problem,
Hmm.
or
Yeah. Anytime you see someone on Reddit that's new that you haven't seen before, if it's every question to them is new. They don't know most of what we know. So if someone posts a question about their wallets, we've seen a lot of that lately,
yeah,
and I think, instead of continuing to, sometimes I see some negative posts like, "Come on, man, like, like just download it." And did you turn it off and turn it back on again?
Yeah, man.
But like, I don't know. It's let's just be nice to everybody. There's no reason. Even the people who are trolling the boards, like go through some of my old posts, and it's just always I always just try to reach out, instead of trying to attack. I try to understand, why are they upset. I mean, I know why they're upset, but the moment we give into that is when you know all the rest of it avalanches down into more and more and more.
Yeah, that's the trouble. And then you get new people who come to r/Potcoin for the very first time, and they're just like, "What is all this? I'm
Yeah,
not sure I want to hang around here." Like,
yeah,
so we want to be as welcoming as we can. Um, Dogecoin is a good one to look at, like to kind of see how welcoming they are. Like they have somebody ask a question on the news section of their subreddit, and they've obviously got far more subscribers than what we have at the moment, but within about 3 or 4 minutes, there's probably about 5 people who have answered this question. You know,
hmm
um, and it's how that community is kind of working, and kind of what we need to do as well. You've got to, like you say, you've got to understand these people haven't heard these questions before, and they don't know that it's been asked 100 times before. They're coming in completely new, and for all
in the
they know,
same
it's the
regard,
first time it's happened.
it's like we are also learning how to answer these questions better every time as well. Like there are things that we learn through people's questions ourselves. Like, oh, I didn't think about that before. Now I have an answer for the next person who answers that question or asks that question. So I think even as a community, we're also having to learn and grow with the people that are coming with us. Like no question's a dumb question. There might be some annoying ones, but
Yeah,
what can we do?
yeah, it's gonna happen, isn't it, man?
Yeah. I mean, there's several questions that like I always see popped up on the boards, and like one of them is why is this better than Bitcoin? Like why is Potcoin something that can be used differently than Bitcoin? And I mean, honestly, like if it boils down to it, we're a cryptocurrency very similar to Bitcoin. We're running off a blockchain, on an encrypted system, and honestly, it's the community behind it that is different. You don't have 100 people in a board talking about how to make marijuana Bitcoin better, but you do have 100 people in a board talking about how to make Potcoin better, and that community is what you don't get with just using Bitcoin.
Yeah, and it's gonna be far more easier to promote that to people within the cannabis community
I mean,
with
yeah,
with a name like Potcoin. What it is with Bitcoin, they've probably heard of Bitcoin, possibly in the news, twice, and they're gonna be like, yeah, that's that kind of weird thing where bad stuff happens all the time in the news. And
yeah,
you approach them with something like Potcoin, and it seems far more welcoming. And it seemed like, as we said, we both got into it. It seemed far more welcoming to us than what. But we need to make sure that that environment continues as we grow. It
exactly.
happens with every single community at some stage. Like I've been involved with several online communities, as you said, you have as well. And there always comes this point of growth where it kind of turns a little bit toxic for a little while, and
hmm
people are disagreeing about how we should move forward. And because it's getting attention, you start to attract the trolls, and
hmm
it causes a bit of grief at times. But you just need to get through it, and eventually, and continue on
hmm
how we were before. But it happens in whichever communities, whether it's like a sport or a anything, a
hmm
website, a gaming website or something like that. Somebody doesn't like the same game as you. Somebody likes the Xbox and somebody likes the PlayStation.
hmm
It happens. But like you say, we just need to address it in the right manner. I got drawn into an argument one time on Reddit, which was really silly of me, and I vowed to never do it again. But yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because a lot of the altcoins that have come out have always tried to be better than the next coin, and there comes a point where they're all so minusculely different that it's hard to tell them apart. And that's when the community comes into play versus just a regular altcoin that's a pump and dump, and it's going to be gone.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's the thing that's going to be there after 6 months' time. Coins
hmm
still be around, still growing. And we just need to stick together and make sure that happens. And it kind of goes for the other couple of things that you mentioned, like reaching out to the community and development of Potcoin and things we could do to help. And we've already mentioned about if you want to see something out there, then do what you can to try and make it happen, you know, even if it's finding somebody else who might be interested in doing it. But is there anything more specific than that you wanted to go into about like future development? Obviously, one of the things that I've been saying already is that keep developing. We can have more than one of each thing. We don't stop just because there's an Android one up there.
I mean, it's all about pushing ourselves to push forward. You know, Potcoin's only going to develop as much as we allow it to develop. The price is going to be where it's at. We have no control over that right now, but we do have control over things like development, you know, and let's let the developers worry about the blockchain and let us as a community worry about the development of the coin. And, you know, I think that's where we need to start focusing our attention on.
Yeah, exactly, man. So there was a post on Reddit today about developing plugins for like WordPress and different CMSs. I don't know if you saw the post.
Yeah.
And I commented on there saying about how the crypto checkouts, is that the right name for it? Checkout crypto. I always get it the wrong way around, man. Checkout crypto is developing that kind of thing. And whoever started the post was saying that he was talking about the developers developing it themselves, you know. But I think it's actually far more valuable to have somebody who's not a developer. Because obviously the developers are going to want to benefit the coin, you know. But when you see somebody else come from the outside and want to do something to benefit the coin, that makes the coin look even stronger than what it does. Developers do. The more people who are willing to put real time into something and create some kind of project that is ultimately good for Potcoin, then the stronger the coin appears to everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen of the handle on Twitter, Bryce Wiener, or if you've ever seen his posts or Twitters. He's just he's a Bitcoin pundit. He talks a lot about Bitcoin. He owns a company.
Is he a guy with a beard?
Yeah, he's the guy with the beard.
Yeah, I've seen him, man. Yeah.
He posted this really great video talking about altcoins and, you know, how he believes it's the wave of the future. You know, I mean, Bitcoin is there and it's going to stay, but altcoins are going to be what spread the word to everybody, you know. And he talks a lot about what we're talking about right now, you know, like it's the communities that you can build around them that are going to sustain these coins. And that's what's great about it, you know. Yeah. I recommend everybody go check out that little quick clip. It's pretty good.
Was that him talking at the Dogecoin thing?
I don't know, man.
I saw one recently of him, Dogecoin. I don't know if it was the same one at that recent Dogecoin SF.
He might have. I don't know. The one I saw was from the New York convention that just happened. Yeah.
I only watched the Potcoin one. I haven't had a chance to watch it. Cool ones to check out.
Yeah, there's some real interesting things going on in the community. I think, you know, as much as we're involved in Bitcoin, we should also be paying attention to everything else that's going on, because as other coins grow, we can learn from their growth. So, like, I'm always a supporter of all coins. I have multiple different coins, you know.
And we can learn from their mistakes too.
Yeah, we can learn from their mistakes. You know, this is how we're gonna grow. You know, we just gotta start dealing with it.
And the last thing you noted on your notes was obviously that obstacle being 300 altcoins.
Yeah.
What do you think those obstacles are, man? Because I think the more you focus on all the stuff we've just talked about, the less being one of 300 altcoins matters, and you become one of a much fewer number of altcoins that has a real community behind.
Yeah, you actually kind of elaborated the point I was going to make. I think we need to not focus on the amount of different coins that there are anymore. You know, like there's going to be another, you know, cannabis coin. There's going to be another hemp coin. There's going to be another dope coin. I mean, the ones that we see now are the first of what are going to be hundreds, you know, and different types. You know, there's going to be a California pot coin, you know, or there's going to be a California dope coin, you know, and things are going to start get more specific. Coins are going to start diluting, but I mean, we need to focus on what we're doing, you know, and I think the obstacle itself is not worrying about the 300 other altcoins. Know and understand what they're doing, but don't get bogged down by it. You know, I think we've done pretty good as a community to not invade other communities and put on the Potcoin pressure as I've seen others do. But I
Yeah,
mean,
because we've got more like kind of direct competitors than a lot of other coins. And a lot of
mhm,
coins doing their own different things, but there's several coins going for the cannabis industry.
mhm,
It's easy to get caught up in a war, you know. And like you say, I
exactly.
think we have done well as a community to kind of not do that. There's been a little bit of to and fro between the two, you know, like I've seen
Mhm,
credits from each camp going on,
mhm,
but overall, like it could be much worse, you know. Like we've done very well, I think. I agree.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the biggest obstacle is just worrying about the other coins. You know, focus on Potcoin and let's get things done. Let's make this happen.
Yeah, every moment you spend worrying about the other coin, improving Potcoin or question on, you know, reaching out to somebody on Twitter who's talking about Bitcoin and has a weed leaf profile picture or something. And like,
Mhm.
the perfect solution for you, guy. I think
Yeah, come
something
check out this coin.
something that kind of links into what you were just saying about the different coins, like there could be a California pot coin eventually, is a
Mhm.
question that we had on Reddit from new to the crypto game, who was
Oh yeah.
asking about side chains, which is a big topic that kind of everybody involved in Bitcoin is kind of talking about right now as it's
Mhm.
part of the new 2.0 Bitcoin protocols. So their question was, recently, the crypto community, specifically Bitcoin, has been throwing around the idea of creating sidechains that will be implemented as part of the 2.0 protocol. While I don't completely understand what these side chains entail, the SCs confused me there because I play StarCraft. And I was like, StarCraft? What? Don't completely understand what these side chains entail. From a technical standpoint, could you summarize the possible positive and negative consequences these would have on pot should they ever exist? So, I've got a fairly good understanding of what the side chains are. Like we both said at the beginning, I'm not the most technical person when it comes to it. I'm kind of why I'm interviewing people and not developing stuff for the community. You know, I'm taking the tools that I have got and putting
Mhm.
them out there. You know, things that I've done in the past already, training it towards Potcoin. But sidechain is kind of like a new blockchain that
Mhm.
comes. Obviously, Bitcoin is the main one that's going to be doing it to begin with, it seems, and it creates a new sidechain that can have different specs to the main blockchain. So you have a new
Mhm.
blockchain, you can have faster transaction confirmations and that kind of stuff. You can alter things, but it's the same coins from the original chain that move over to there. So it's
Mhm.
kind of like an altcoin,
Mhm.
but it's backed by Bitcoin in a way because to get coins onto the new blockchain, they have to come from the original Bitcoin block. I think that's pretty much how it works. And it kind of allows you to create altcoins without having to create completely separate coin. And you can tailor different things. So, for example, if Bitcoin became like some kind of world currency, each country could have its own blockchain.
Mhm.
Like different industries could have its own blockchain. So, for example, if it was to ever, I don't think for a long while it's something that Potcoin is going to need personally. But in the future, it could be that there's a growers blockchain and dispensaries blockchain, medical blockchain.
Mhm.
That's how it could possibly work. And the negative consequences, I don't think anybody can really speculate on yet because we've never actually seen it happen,
Mhm.
never seen it in action to know what could go wrong or could go right.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting concept, and I think as Bitcoin continues to grow, I mean, there's going to be so many more additions that, I mean, these are all altcoins came out of the want, you know, to have a different Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin responds with trying to implement some of those things now within their next, you know, update, I guess. So I mean, as these things grow, like I mean, there's going to be, like I said before, there's going to be so many different types of coins that are going to come out of this. I think the biggest thing is creating the community, you know, and I think, like I said before, Bitcoin is a great coin. You know, you can use it to buy whatever you want, but it doesn't have the community behind it like Potcoin does, you know. And I think maybe there's going to be another community that splinters off from Bitcoin, who might have never heard of Potcoin, which is weird. If they haven't, we did something wrong. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to worry about it until it actually happens. It could be something beneficial to us as well, you know.
Yeah, exactly, man. Totally could. So that's one to kind of, hopefully I've explained kind of what it is, but what it could do for coins is one to kind of keep an eye on, I guess, and watch
Hmm.
see what happens. As we said about all the other coins that are out there, keep an eye on them and see what they're doing. Some of them might have some good ideas, and some might have
Hmm.
some bad ideas that we don't want to follow.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. I think these are things that we could. Um, they're probably going to. I think one of the things they want to do is add like maybe contract support. Like having different functions as part of the Bitcoin blockchain as well.
Yeah,
Um,
so that you could have a blockchain that does something completely different to just.
exactly, and I think these are some of the things that, like I said, these are stuff that could benefit us maybe later. I don't know exactly what's going to be coming out in this with the side chains. If it's something that they're obviously going to grow out to fit the need of the community,
Yeah, and you
as
could
every
use it
coin
as
does.
like shares in a company or anything like. Use it for any different,
Yeah,
not just
exactly.
faster transaction time. That's the big one that everyone throws around. There's many.
Exactly. And I think once that happens, I mean, then you start to create a sort of economy within the crypto community itself. Like there's more than just currency being traded. It's more real world items.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of, like you say, it takes it from just a currency to one that has the side chain. And there's even talk of coins moving onto a Bitcoin side chain.
Hmm.
So you could have an altcoin that's currently nothing to do with Bitcoin now, and when these side chains start coming out, then you could have a coin actually move onto that.
That's interesting. Yeah, I need to read more about the side chains. Like I saw some articles online, and I just have been working on this week. I haven't had time to actually look into it more. But I mean, what it offers, like these are things that are going to bring more people into the cryptocurrency community. And anytime there's more people in the community, that's more people that we can, um, offer Potcoin to as well. As another option. There's a lot of people who are into medical marijuana, not only in the United States but all over the world. So as it expands, Bitcoin grows, cryptocurrency grows, we grow. This is an evolution not only on our side but with Bitcoin as well.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's kind of like with any kind of technology that's that new, by somebody adopting one of them. So if somebody starts using Dogecoin, for example, then they're like that much closer to trying Potcoin than the other
Hmm.
coin out there. And it's the same for like a computer or something. Like back in the day when computers were first kind of coming out, where people were having them at home, there was all these different strange operating systems about and different things, and people were kind of using them. But once they got one of them, it was kind of more likely they would then adopt the next one,
Hmm.
whichever other one was around. And the same with smartphones or anything like that. Once you've got an iPhone, it's far more likely to have an ad.
Yeah, I mean, they're my friends who had never heard of cryptocurrencies, but they heard of Dogecoin. They didn't even know what cryptocurrency was. They just knew Dogecoin existed. And I mean, through the process of learning about Dogecoins, they learned about cryptocurrency, and now they're into Potcoin.
Yeah, and as soon as you
So
say Potcoin, if they've been into Dogecoin, they know exactly how it works straight away.
exactly, yeah. I mean, so these are all things that benefit the community. I'm excited to see, how nothing is bad. We all just have to keep looking at it as a positive thing. Everything happens for a reason. Instead of thinking what we could have done differently, let's think about how we can fix it and what the future has to allow us to do it.
Totally, man. And so the last thing I wanted to note today was about some of the negativity, and we've kind of covered it already, like a bit of blaming going on in the Reddit and stuff like that. But yeah, just keep it positive, guys. We're doing great things. I left a comment somewhere already saying, it's been 3 months so far, and
Hmm.
look at some of the stuff we've got. We're on all of the big exchanges.
Hmm.
We've got ATMs out there now. We've got the Android wallet there, even though it's an online version that some people, a small minority, are concerned about. But we've got so much stuff there already. We've got people making videos. We've got people going out and promoting it and talking to dispensaries off their own back. Like people who are not directly involved with the developers or anything at all. People are just going out there and doing stuff. And some of these things that we've accomplished so quickly are things that many cryptocurrencies will never ever achieve, they'll die long before they ever achieve some of these. You know, like the majority of them are obviously not going to make it. There's so many new coins coming out every day. You know, to be where we are so soon, we're doing great. So just remember that, and whether the price is dropping or rising or whatever, you know, just keep plugging it and tell people about Potcoin. Like, you know, speak to them about it. Ask if they would accept it. You know, try and get people interested.
You know, about the negativity too. I mean, there are a lot of people coming to the Reddit boards for information. Not only people in the crypto community, but I mean, press comes to the boards. You know, they're looking. If you type in Potcoin, Reddit is one of the first things that's going to pop up. You know, so this is a place where a lot of people are coming to see what's going on. And I mean, the moment we start fighting within each other, you know, like we're going to have disagreements. I've said this before on the boards, but I mean, as long as we're continuing to be positive about it, don't give in to the trolls. Don't give in to the people who are trying to make us look bad. I mean, because it's not making them look bad. It's just making us look bad.
Yeah, they're going to look bad anyway. Like, they don't care about looking bad. They came to look bad. You know what I mean?
I mean, this is our house. You know, it's like the Reddit board. It's not us on their board. You know, so just be mindful of what you post and how you post it. You know, like let's be a positive community. You know, something that Potcoin has always tried to instill.
Yeah, I mean, as Potcoin, we should be positive.
Yeah, I mean, we're all happy people.
Exactly. So yeah, that's about all for the topics that we had noted down. I don't know if there was anything else that you'd thought of that you wanted to mention at all, man. You were good with that. It's been great chatting to you.
Thanks, man. I promise I won't be as hungover next time.
No worries, man. I didn't spot it, and I'll try not to be so tired. I fell asleep earlier, and then kind of woke up about an hour before we were doing this, and I was like, "Oops, I need coffee."
Yeah.
And then kind of came downstairs, coffee before. But yeah, we got through it, man, and it seemed great. It was a good chat. So
Awesome.
if people want to check you out or check your websites out or whatever you're doing, where can people find you?
You guys can find me at www.potcoin.me and send a message to the admin if you have any questions or concerns about the website. He'll be more than willing to help you guys. And if you guys have any business questions or whatever, you can contact me. There's several different contact forms on the website. Or find me on Reddit. I'm always on Reddit, PotcoinMe. I'll stick with that name, I guess.
Yeah, you've been labeled now.
Yeah, I've been labeled.
So yeah, and if you want to find me around, guys, you probably know where I am by now, but I'm potcoin.info. I try and post pretty much everything that I do up there. But you can find me on Twitter at HighOnPotcoin, YouTube,
My Twitter.
HighOnPotcoin.
Your Twitter.
My Twitter. We're all out there on Twitter. We're about everywhere. You can find us. We're not hard to find. So say hey, give us a follow if you're enjoying the stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, then do hit subscribe so you can keep up to date with any future videos we make. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the videos so far. If there's anybody else you'd like to see as a guest. And we'll see you next Sunday, at least I will, with DBS Ner and Dreamcode from, and I don't know if he pronounces it DBS Ner or not. That's kind of just how my brain's decided to say it.
That's how my brain says it too.
Yeah, that's okay then, man. It's not just me.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys know who I mean. And they'll be coming here to talk about check out crypto. That's the right way around?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the right way.
Yeah, that's
Awesome. Check out crypto.com. And they're going to be doing a screen share with like a live demo of how it all works and stuff. As well as an interview about what they're doing there and what they plan to do in the future. And also we'll be talking about anything else that's happened during the week to come. So thanks so much for joining me, man. It's been cool to chat to you, and I'd love to have you again sometime, man. It's been a cool chat. Thank
you very much for having me, man. I'd like to come back whenever you want.
Awesome, man. We might have to make this like a regular thing, like every couple of weeks.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm down.
That'd be awesome. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching as well. If you're watching live, it's awesome to have you around. I can see the chat room going off, people talking about a few different things. And if you're watching this wherever, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you all soon. And stay high on Potcoin.
Sounds good, man.
Take care, guys. We'll see you all very soon.
All right, later,
Bye.
man.
Oh, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a tip. Always get that one.
Yeah,
Uh,
everybody should go tip him right now.
and tip. Do you have a tip address on potcoin.me? Of
Yeah, there's one on Potcoin TV.
course you do. That's what cryptocurrencies are about, like tipping each other. Like, it's actually one of the things that got me really interested into cryptocurrencies in the first place because someone who's made online content in the past, like monetizing content has always been funny on the internet about
Oh yeah.
plastering ads all everywhere. Um, so although I've been following it for a while, when I started to see about the tips and stuff, I was thinking, that's like a great way to reach out to fun stuff without putting it behind a paywall or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a different topic for a different show, I guess. We'll
Yeah.
see you all soon. So take care, guys. Have fun, and I'll see you on Sunday. If I don't see you before then. Bye bye.